identity.
So yeah, so
Identity?
So identity. So when I hear the term identity, I always normally think of Goffman as a term about the front stage and backstage. And so I think like through virtual reality, it's easier through the virtual, it's easier for people to present a different front stage kind of thing to put on a performance, because you're not there obviously, and then whatever you present on the net or virtually is what they see.
Because he's a sociologist, right? Because in terms of the true identity and the performed version of you, like this is kind of what we studied in, but the best way to think of it is in terms of a restaurant, the idea of the waiter waiting on people and then being out back actually getting the food. So he's still the exact same person and true version of himself, but when he's out back he's more in touch with his personal identity, his actual identity, and when he's out on the stage, you know, he's performing a personality. Definitely in terms of whether you can judge those terms of a soldier. Like, so for instance, the traditional soldier, if you were to actually kill a man in war, head on with a gun, face to face, you saw him, and change that in terms of this virtual soldier, where he's miles away, in a room behind a computer, and he's literally seeing a pixel on the screen that he identifies as the villain, and he kills them. You know, so it's like, in terms of the virtual soldier, it's this, performed version, or like
even in real soldiers, there's like a sense of intimidation if you're at war, say.
Like actual death and the image of death would be two very different experiences and achieve two very different senses of oneself. Almost.
Could you even call yourself could the virtual soldier even call himself a soldier when
or a
he's
hero?
Yeah, when he's paralleled against a traditional soldier who's really taking the energy and the fear, and he has to actually live and suffer in the actual moment. You know, he knows that he's taking life. In the virtual soldier, he's playing a game in a way. You know, it's paralleled. The virtual soldier is parallel closer to a Nintendo game or something like that than it is real life.
And it's like, because of geography and stuff like that, like, I mean, the identities that you present, I guess virtually or whatever, across the globe or something like that, there's no way of checking who you really are. Just whatever front you put is what everyone sees.
Oh, that's quite good. So like a sense of anonymity and...
Yeah, that exists within the virtual sphere, I guess.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
That's definitely something we've all gotten used to. I mean, in terms of maybe being able to call it your cyborg self, but constantly having this avatar, no matter where you are, like constantly having this other version of yourself, a performed version
of
the
virtual golf one is more than an avatar. It is you.
It is you, but like,
Who quoted Bromberg, who said, health is when you are multiple but feel a unity. Health is when different aspects of self can get to know each other and reflect upon each other. Health is being one while being many. And that's just one perspective I don't think we've ever really
come across
before. That's a really positive
view of multiple personalities.
Because normally with like fluid identities, everyone seems to have like sort of negative perspective on fluid identity.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't know where I stand on it. Like,
it kind of questions. Because how you said the negative view, it's always associated with like authenticity and originality.
But like, I've never really thought about it in terms of the digital world, but in terms of a person, multiple personalities, I think you can get different stages of it. I think maybe one stage, and correct me if I'm wrong, is maybe just someone who's really socially defined, like is able to put on a performance at work, so he can do, have really good customer service. Is someone who can be around people who they don't like, but yet be polite, and then have their natural version of themselves. So I think, in a way, multiple personality can be really healthy and positive thing.
So it's kind of a toss-up, I guess, between that perspective and then the one we were talking about first.
Yeah.
So I guess it is...
I wouldn't know where I stand.
No, it's kind of hard.
If you have to judge a stage of multiple personality, I think like what I was talking about just a moment ago. I think that's kind of a healthy stage. But